Hi everyone, I'm happy again that we have to continue with the PowerShell managing Microsoft Teams or administering Microsoft Teams using PowerShell. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, I think it is time for you to do that because this has been a long ride and I've been enjoying the flow and I need us to finish what I have in the curriculum. So thank you very much if you stick by from the very first video. So if you've not followed me on LinkedIn, you may want to do that as well. So let us get into our lab environment without wasting much time. So in the last video, we looked into how to get the Teams meeting policies, how to grant Teams meeting policy to user. I'm sure we even created a custom policy on the call and we called it test YouTube, and then we assigned that to a user and we confirmed from the GUI that that policy was assigned to the user from the and that was done from the PowerShell end. That's fine. So today we are going to be having a shorter one, or maybe a short one I would say. We just copy what we have to look at and then paste it here for us to look at now, and it's about managing, getting to see the details of users with PowerShell. Okay, so the get user command actually shows you what you have in the environment. So what this means is that it tells you the details of the users that you have in your environment. For instance, if you look at this GetCsOnlineUser, if you click on this and let's just paste only this one. So if I do GetCsOnlineUser, so what this command is going to do for us is it's going to display all the users that are in my tenants and their Teams settings, right? So let's just hit it without wasting much time. It's going to be like a long rain of commands, output, raining to show us what's about the users that we have. So if you have 1000 users for example and you run this command, you quickly need to go and press Ctrl C to halt the process, because of course you can see that I'm still scrolling and it's still all here until I get to the very top before I can say okay, this is what I am looking at and this is the first user and so on and so forth, right? Because their names are in here, so you'll start looking at, so there's a lot of lists, right? So because of this the inefficiency of trying to spool out everything about a user, you may want to specifically limit this command to see the attribute of one user or more than one users, right? So now let's look at it. If you have this and you want to look at the attribute of only one user, so for example I can do a clear command here just so everything is clear. I may want to do like a GetCsOnlineUser about a particular user. So we've been working and we've been using one particular user here called Pillars. So we're just going to come back to the admin center and then we'll bring up this guy and then we'll go to not teams, we'll go to users, we'll go to manage users, and then we're just going to bring up that guy and then we hit this and I'm expecting this to load and bring the guy up for us. And then the next thing we'll do is just to get the email address of the guy. There's nothing more that we want to get, so let's come here and then we just want to do the GetCsOnlineUser identity. So maybe what I would do first is even to paste this and then let's enter this, and then we want to copy this also because we may have to run this too. That is most time the essence of having the GetCsOnlineUser, right? So we want to replace the email address of the user with this other one. So what we want to do is we want to run the command for two people just so we can put their parameters side by side to compare. So while troubleshooting, most time it can happen that users are having issues and you ask a question, is it working for anyone, and the answer is yes, it is not working for this other one, and you want to, okay, so let me put the attributes of these users side by side each other and do like a direct comparison. So what you want to do in that case is to do a GetCsOnlineUser for a working user and you do the GetCsOnlineUser for a non-working user or the affected user, put them side by side and then you look at them. So for this instance we are looking at, let us say that this guy is able to make calls from Teams using the Teams voice, and then this user is unable to have a phone number assigned to him. This is just what we are painting. It may not be their situation, it may even be like in a meeting policy or something. But then let's quickly just bring this out and we run this line of command. So what is going to happen is that this is going to display like the details of the first user there. So what we'll do is we can put this cursor here, and then you can copy all of this down, and then you do Ctrl C, and then you can bring up your notepad, and then what you do, you paste that, and then what you do also, you can minimize this for now. Okay, then you may want to also run for the other user, which is this user, and then you can run this, and then again it's going to bring up like a long list of command also. So this is bringing up the complete attribute of that user. So before I go on, maybe I want to do clear just so I know what I'm copying. So I want to run this command again, so it's bringing me the detail of this user, right? So let us copy this also, just so we can put it side by side the other one and see how it looks. So this is Ctrl C, and then we do this, and then we do this, and then we can do Control. Let's just do Notepad also so that I don't close anything out. So if I put this here now, so let me maximize this one. Okay, maximize this, and then I will do Windows this button so that it can go there, and then I'm going to bring up another attribute here, right? So this time if I bring these properties of this user side by side, so this is for this user, and this is for which other user? I think it should be for this one is for pillars. And then let's check this other one. We did not capture the name, so it's not bad if we go back to the commandlet to run for this guy. So before we run for him, we may want to clear the slate for this one here, and then let's run for this other guy that we did not copy the name along. So we can do this, and then once this comes out also, just want to scroll up and we make sure that we copy the name alongside what we are copying, just so you know whose attributes that you have copied. So it's okay for us to do Ctrl C, and then we'll come here. This is for this guy, and then we can bring up another notepad, maybe this one, and then we can do Ctrl A, and then we can do Ctrl V. Okay, so what happens now is let's drag this together, or we can just maximize this, and then we do Windows and then this button here. So what's happening now is the user that we have by the left hand side, the user that we have by the left hand side is this user, and the user that we have by the right hand side is this user. So what am I trying to bring out here? You can use this to know all the attributes of this user, the display name, the policies that are assigned to the user. So if you come down to Teams policy, to Teams app setup policy, so any policy that is not showing like a display for you means that the user at that point is in the global policy. For here, the Teams policy assigned to this guy is all on, so we want to check also the Teams policy assigned to this other guy, and the Teams policy assigned to this guy is what? The Teams policy assigned to this guy is is here, is test YouTube, and it may just be that it is one of the reasons why the guy is unable to record, why this, and this difference is very clear when you put them side by side, unlike jumping from one place to the other in the GUI, right? So you can also even do like a thorough comparison and see how all of this look. One of the major reasons why people come here to look at this is enterprise voice enabled. This is showing true, and let's just check for this user. Let's see where that place is. Most time I have to struggle to look for that, but it's fine if we just start scrolling from here, and then we see is enterprise voice enabled. and then let me just scroll up. If I don't see it on the next attempt, we may just yeah, I think I've seen it. Is enterprise voice enabled is true. So sometimes you just compare this attribute. Shall enterprise voice enable is speaking to whether the user has the required license to be able to make PSTN calls. So of course I'm just trying to put this side by side so that you can see whatever this is. For example, this is false here, and then this is, oh, enterprise voice enabled. Look at it. I think what we looked at was SIP. Look at this, enterprise voice enabled true, enterprise voice enabled false. So it can be reported that this user can make calls using PSTN and this one cannot make call using PSTN. So it is for you to compare attributes that the GetCsOnlineUser is used for. Is used for comparing attribute and to see the attribute of a user in Microsoft Teams. I hope this was insightful. If it was and you want to give it a like, you may have to do that. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, of course you may want to hit on the subscribe button. We are going to continue from this series as we still have about 2 or 3 other videos to wrap this up, so you may want to keep your notification bell on so that you can know when the next video is also uploaded. Thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful day. Peace.